in this direction. So let's explore what, in your opinion, makes a health and safety professional stand out. What skills does he or she possess?
Wow. I think the first thing, you have
You're
to be a
talking a
people
lot about
person.
networking, autonomy,
Yeah.
delivery. So, but what do you believe?
In my heart, when you ask that question, I think you have to be a people person, right? On the first thing. So you have to value people, right? And the well being, the safety, and all the rest of it. So you have to value people. That's the first thing. I think also that you need to have a drive to want to improve, right? And I think we all start where we want to improve things in our organizations, right? And I think that's the way a lot of people start, and I think that's fine. But I think bit by bit, especially with the larger organizations, and why not the smaller ones, why not give back, right? Why not give back to society? Why not give back to our families? Because when I go into a country and we do keeping kids safe, right? Like when we went into South Africa earlier on in the year, I mean, it's not that expensive to go in and organize it, to go into schools, orphanages, take the people with you from your sites, and do that for 2 or 3 days, and giving safe, raising the level of awareness about risk or safety education to children. Right? It's not difficult to do. Right? And I sometimes almost want to pull my hair out, which is an English expression, because I don't understand why other people don't do the same thing, because these big organizations could make a difference, right? And when you take people into this situation, can you imagine you're in a school, you're working with, there's 30, 40 South African children under 11 in it. You're doing workshops with them, to, around about safety. You bring in some characters that they've seen on the television. In this case, we brought in Paw Patrol, right? 70 employees came in with us, and it changes the way they see health and safety. It changes their sense of purpose. It's not just about the why anymore. It's about the sense of purpose, and the sense of purpose is those children. It's our future generations. And I don't know why other people don't do that either. And I think things like that come over time, because there are companies out there that are struggling. I understand there are a lot of health and safety professionals out there that don't get the support of anybody. They don't get budget, and they're struggling, and their focus is maybe compliance, right? But we're all on a journey. It depends on where you want to go, right? And part of the reason I think I've also got myself in this position, when I was younger, I wasn't satisfied. I was an engineer. And between us and the people that might listen to this, I don't really have any safety qualifications, right? I'm a qualified engineer. I went through productivity, site management, and all the rest of it, and I fell into the environment, right? And then they added on safety. But then I invested in myself, which I think a lot of engineers need to do as well. People that go into health and safety, invest in yourself, but not just expertise, leadership skills, right? Coaching skills, mentoring skills, and develop yourself as an individual, because I think the world needs to see our profession of health and safety professionals as the great pool of leaders that they actually are. Right, and that we can get into that a little bit later. Why I think that. So I think it's a lot of things. It's not an easy question to answer. But if I was a person out there, I would, and I could turn back my life, I would still focus on, get out there, maybe do an MBA, go on to leadership training. I wish I'd had a coach early on in my career, or a mentor. It just wasn't when I was coming through in the early days in health and safety. Oh, well, early days, a long time ago, it wasn't normal to have a mentor. I mean, I don't think I'd have even heard of the word mentor, right? And if you needed a coach, it was because you were bad, right? Kind of thing. And all that's changed now. So yeah, I think you've got to invest in yourself as well, but not just in health and safety. I mean, I went and studied accountancy, finance, and everything, because I wanted to also speak the language of the accountants and the finance people, right?
Yes.
So,
I think this is
there you are.
my recommendation also. For example, when I go to find something to learn, I think always I look into something out health and safety, like designing thinking, some many subjects to explore and how we can create connection, because I think health and safety professional needs to building or strain culture. So we need to facing the challenges for the citizens, not just the employees. So we need to explore this view, I think. Sometimes we are so in compliance, and I think we need to grow our view about all the different matters.